I'll start off. Impossible Landscape Session 7, taking place November 15th, 2022. In game, we left off August 11th, 1995. You guys and gals had been in the McAllister building after exiting a bar. Crazy enough, Session 5 ended with Agent Mignon freaking out at the bar, running out of the restaurant in the street, and losing his meal and composure. Fast forward from there, you guys go into the McAllister building at night, go up towards what should be the roof, and enter the strange night floors, where you run into Rourke and a few other strange things, to include David Langford, that Agent Mignon runs into, the cable guy that's been locked up in the night floors for a couple months. So there's a lot of different things that had occurred in the last session that I won't, if I can remember all of them. There were, an apparition that came down the hallway. There was that one of, I don't remember who reached out, and hand passed right through it. Remember that?
Was it Mosby?
Might have been Mosby.
Was that me?
Yes, it was Mosby.
It was Mosby.
Yeah. He was talking, coming down the hallway, having a conversation. You went, "Hey, buddy." And he reached out and he went right through him. Whew.
Yeah.
There was also what appeared to be some type of patients. They were all wearing gowns of some kind, and they had names on their, stenciled on their gowns, or they had bracelets, wristbands with their names
and
on
Lou knew one of them.
Trinity Biltmore, my best friend.
Right.
But aged at least 10 years, if not more.
Well, and changed gender a few times too, if I remember.
That might have been.
So my fault for, the name I chose, I guess.
My fault for interpreting a name.
Hey, I can have a she as a best friend.
Pronouns matter.
That's fine.
I take no blame.
Or credit.
But having started the last session split, the team was split up and finally came together. Agent Mignon came across another book with a bunch of images in it, kind of circa 1920s black and white images. Yes, very risque images, and through the book, he realizes or notices Agent Maya, a naked picture of Agent Maya near the end of the evening or their escapade. But they finally escape the night floors and find the lounge that allows them to go into the rest of the McAllister building and down the stairs to normalcy, I guess, for lack of better words, tongue in cheek. And when they exit the building, everybody, Agent Filet Mignon, stays back in the building briefly as he's paging through the book, and the rest of the group exit the building, and everything that's occurred in the night floors hits their psyche, and some handle it better than others. But while they were in it, didn't seemed unusual and strange, of course. But when they got out, they realized the reality of the situation and the craziness that is the night floors. Agent Maya goes back in to get Agent Mignon, shows her the picture. She has no recollection of having taken that picture any time in her history. It looks old. It's black and white, but it's hard to determine when it was taken. Could have been 1920, 30. Could have been 2000, or it could be 1994. hard to place with the decor that's in there. And then they exit the building, and Agent Mignon just freaks out. I don't remember. I could probably look in the chat to see how much sanity you lost. 4 or 8?
11.
11 sanity.
So I have potential 11 sanity loss because I want to start with projecting that on a bond.
Right.
If I'm going to attempt to not reach my breaking point. I can do it, but I got to roll great.
One of your bonds is get run over by a bus. Like, no more bond. Yeah.
I'm good.
So I think that's where we left off. Whereas like
Yes, I
boom,
was.
yes.
Yeah.
Breaking
I hit the steps, walked out, fell to my knees, stressed out. Everyone else is there staring at me, a broken man on the steps. So if we want to try to use some of these rules, I checked them out so that I can officially roll on this projecting onto a bond thing.
Yeah. So it's a 1d4, right?
Just so I could set it up. I currently have 69 sanity. My breaking point is 60. I get to roll a 1d4.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever that number is, I have to drop my willpower by that amount. And I reduce the sanity loss by that amount. So if I can reduce it by 4.
And you also
reduce the bond.
Reduce the bond by, right?
Yes. So if I can roll a 4, that gets me to 61 sanity, and I do not hit my breaking point. So I say, let's do it. Let's see how this goes. I'm assuming I just do just a D4 roll, right? There isn't a button for that, I guess.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. So,
no.
All right. So this is going to be the roll.
Pick a bond, man. Any bond.
Oh, it's going to be Kennedy Biltmore, my best friend, because that's who I saw in the building. It only makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Nope, that didn't work. Well, hey, I only reduced my willpower by 1, so save more for later. She's only reduced by 1. Yeah, so I reduce it by 10. So that's now 59. My breaking point is 60. That would, I believe, be a bout of temporary insanity.
It would. And let's see. I don't think I have it on the screen in front of me. And my cat's driving me crazy already.
Great. I tried, guys.
Temporary insanity is losing 5 or more at once. Your
Yes.
breaking point is something different.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Oh, I'm
if
sorry.
that-
Yeah, no, it's a psychosis. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's actually, and then once I have it, I can go into bouts
So-
of insanity based on that.
So temporary insanity, which you also get because you took more than 5.
Yeah, right.
That's where you have to decide: will I flee, will I struggle, or will I submit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, one of those 3 things.
Yeah. So I need to get a disorder, is what I need to get.
And
since
then
I
you
hit
do the
my-
disorder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's
You're a mess.
automatically. Yeah.
Well, you've taken like huge amounts of sanity loss. I know everybody else has been kind of.
Yeah, I'm at 48. My break's at 40.
So I think between you and I, we would kind of determine how that plays out.
So it's not a disorder from violence.
No.
So it would be a disorder from the unnatural, I would assume, because of what was going on. And yeah, we can figure it out in a minute. We don't have to deal with it at the moment. I could just go temporarily insane. So I am going to do the whole breakdown. I already did the flea version. We're gonna do the just breakdown, and Mignon is hyperventilating. His eyes are rolling back into his head as he was following Maya out of the building. He kneeled down, he grabbed the banister, the railing on the porch, and then you see his grip loosen, and he just tumbles forward, just scraping his face down the concrete stairs as he gets to the sidewalk. And he's just lying there. Definitely tears, drool, spittle coming out of his mouth, and he's having an episode.
Agent Maya, you are probably the closest, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if we set the scene, I think the other three were waiting outside because Maya turned and went back in,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
We had all left. He stayed inside. She went back in. So as soon as she's probably going out first, so he's behind her, but she hears him hit the ground on the steps. She turns. She's like, oh, "What the guys? He's having a seizure or something." And she's going to try to get down and like clear his airway. She has a little bit of first aid. So she's going to try to perform just an immediate like check to make sure he's not seizing or something like that.
Sure.
Don't have to make a roll or anything. She's just, she's tending to him.
Nope,
And
that's
has-
fine. Yeah.
Has called the
My breathing is definitely labored. My pupils are dilated. I'm
ABC.
there,
but I'm not responding much.
So the thing that somebody could do that would bring Agent Mignon a little bit back would be psychotherapy, if anybody has that.
I have a little bit of psychotherapy, definitely, and I feel like it's probably a slap to the face type of psychotherapy.
Right. Quick street style psychotherapy.
But it seems in keeping with the relationship that currently exists between the two agents.
And I think you're right. Agent Mantillo is the one with the highest psychotherapy.
Psychotherapy.
Yours wouldn't be as slapping
scary.
as Agent Mosby. I think Agent
That's
Mosby
true.
would be
That's true.
just yelling or
I feel like Mantillo has probably learned it from like the staff sergeant. Yeah, it's sort of the yell you back into.
So Sean as Mentillo kind of takes over. It's
Yeah.
like, let me. Does he have the book in his hands still?
I don't. Well, that's a good question. Whether you would drop it or actually clutch it tighter, because one of the things that could come out of this as a part of his long-term issue
Never
is
look at
that
porn again.
he would.
Or
horrible
only porn?
disorder.
Or only, yeah.
Yes, long-term disorder. You could be drugs, alcohol, blah 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 to cope, but it also has to do with what is inflicted in it. Like, and if he's got the book and it kind of ties itself back to the night floors, he may never want to get rid of the book ever. Like, stop holding it, which is weird, maybe because it's his special book of risque photos. But that's a
Nice one, Edwin.
Lou and I can talk about
Pornophilia.
that. Yeah.
So for fun, I rolled randomly,
Oh,
and this disorder actually works perfect.
I'm all ears.
So it is depersonalization disorder.
Oh,
So my agent suffers periods of detachment from himself or herself, feeling hopelessly disconnected from his or her own body, thoughts, and emotions. It's like seeing it all happen to someone else. And while I'm suffering from it, I have a -20 to all of my tests when it flares up.
Ouch.
So I think that makes sense because all the stuff we saw, like, I don't even think it's happening to me right now. So let's go with that.
interesting.
Sounds great.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. That would be great. Now, with those disorders, you can overcome them, right? It
The
doesn't.
same way that if it's flaring up, I could do the same thing. I can project onto a bond to try to not have that insanity happen at the moment. And I believe it's the same thing. You roll the D4 and I'll probably fail again and go from there. Repressing insanity. Yeah, so I can attempt to repress it by an acute episode or disorder by spending the willpower 1d4, roll the dice, reduce your willpower by that much. Okay, so it's automatic. If I just spend the 1d4, I can repress it. But if I ever get to 0 willpower, then I am permanently insane. So
That's repressing it, right?
yeah, that is repressing insanity. So
But
it
I
just
think,
says the amount is always. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, Lou.
It says you may attempt to repress the blind panic of temporary insanity or an acute episode of a disorder, because that's my disorder, by spending willpower points. The amount is 1d4. Roll the die, reduce your willpower by that much. And then attempt the sanity roll. If it succeeds, I suppress it. If I fail, then I do not suppress it and I still lose the willpower. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
There is always therapy
There is always therapy.
that can also help.
If we ever get out of here, yes, there's therapy.
Right.
Right.
So I think Mantio sort of rushes back up the stairs and picks Mignon up sort of by the armpits, sort of just to get him a little more vertical, and then starts Mantio, nope, that's me. Mignon, you're only 30% through the getting everything organized in place. You need to focus on the counts that you were doing of the room. I need to know exactly from your notes. If you can get your notes out, I need to know exactly how many photographs you took and which was the photograph that was 3 down and 2 over from the right. And I'm just I got to push on really engaging the technical part of your brain to see if I can get you to snap out of this, whatever it is that you're going through.
And
So
Jan is just saying, I didn't take any photos. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ooh, that's not so good.
Oh, nah.
That wasn't me. Why are we at this building?
We've got a mission. We've got a mission to get done. You're on the team. We need you. We need you back. She's totally lying.
It's not hitting
Not
home.
a fan of Mignon. We already know that. We already know
It's
that.
not hitting home. Yeah, it's not hitting home.
It's not landing.
No.
Still seems to be.
So she sort of, she's got him. I feel like the two of them are facing the same direction. That she's got Mignon by the armpit, sort of almost in a headlock, but not violent, just to sort of hold him up. And she's sort of like,
Psychotherapy.
right, exactly. So she's looking at the others. She's like eyes wide, like, what the fuck do I do with this guy?
I'm totally complacent. Like, I'm just letting you drag
Yeah.
me wherever. And
Yeah. What do we do? Just take him back to the. I don't know. He just lost it. He's just completely gone.
He needs to rest. He needs to lie down. What are you?
All
Why
right.
are you holding him that way?
Because he's lying in his puke. You can't do that. He's foaming. Like you gotta stabilize him. I don't want him to hurt anyone. I don't trust him. Hey, what's that book? Well, let's take him back to the.
Greg, I think you're muted.
Like, what the fuck is everybody talking over me?
That would be why.
I hate this game.
these jerks I'm playing with.
These people.
Sweet revenge on Shipman. Yes.
It'll continue. Don't worry.
Sorry,
Look at
we're
this
just talking over you.
streamer. Look at this streamer. You can't even talk. Yes.
And
yes.
microphones are hard.
Ouch.
Mailman kind of turns to Mosby and kind of gives you the look a little bit. And I turn back and I go, why don't you two take him back, get him tucked in, let him get some rest. And I think Mosby and I know how to fix this situation.
I agree.
Sure, we can take him back. It's not a problem.
And when we're done, when Mosby and I are done, we'll meet you back at the hotel.
All right.
We might need to,
Don't crack up.
well, yeah, we might need to get out of the city.
Out of the city.
What?
Yeah.
No, I think we'll be just-
arson's frowned upon.
Oh, we can be
Oh, yeah,
discreet.
no, that's definitely part of the plan here. I
So
mean,
we're on
that's
the
for sure.
sidewalk. Maya's like,
Right.
shut the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? Quiet. Let's get some dinner. We'll talk about this, let him recover,
Dinner?
and then we'll make a plan.
We can't take Mignon out to a restaurant. Look at this guy. He's a drooling buffoon. He needs
Put
to
him in
just
the
go right to his
hotel.
room.
What's
You
the-
can't leave him like this.
No.
He needs to be watched until he comes out of this.
Who's Mignon? Who are we talking
Here.
about?
What do
Exactly.
you guys? What? Here's the new plan. Mosby and I fix this situation. You get Mignon back. Make sure he's safe. We'll bring takeout, and we'll have a picnic in Mignon's room.
Oh, that sounds great. So I definitely saw some stuff when I was down in the basement, and I will describe it to you of area, where the electrical panels and stuff like that. That seemed like they would be a good way to make this problem go away.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Don't let the keymaster out of your sight.
Okay.
Maya
It's gonna be
is
the best evening I've ever spent, that's for sure.
First horse if he's the gatekeeper.
Sean. Maya's sort of standing apart from everybody else as they're talking. She's looking at this row of townhomes or of homes, apartments, and she's just like, "What the fuck?" Like the whole thing's going to go up. How many buildings are attached? We can see 4 in the picture.
Yeah. It's a whole block.
Yeah. She's not feeling
Well-
good about the fire.
We'll call the fire. Well, yeah, I thought I had some other plan. No, it was all fire. It was fire. That's right. It wasn't grenades. It was just using the electrical system.
Yeah. If there wasn't people here, Mailman would just blow this MFR up.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this is a pre-CCTV era, right? Like we don't have to worry about
95.
Yeah, so I mean, if worst comes to worst, we come rushing out, we pull a couple of fire alarms on some adjacent buildings,
exactly.
taken care of.
Yeah, no, I think we can call the fire department ahead of
Yeah.
time, even or
And we're
in time.
going to start the fire up top, right? So we're going to get up the fire escape, next door building or whatever, get up to the roof, have it burn top down. So anybody who needs to get out of the building will have more than enough time to get out of the building. We're not going to trap anybody.
There's a guy coming down the sidewalk.
Maya's like,
Well, let's
let him,
maybe
let
we
him
should
pass.
separate or go our separate ways at this point. I think we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Evening.
Yeah, we'll pick up dinner.
Good evening.
Is that the stranger saying that to us?
Yeah, he walks by.
But he keeps going.
He keeps going.
Mignon, what are you doing with that book? Are you clutching it? Did you drop it? Is it in your pack?
I would have put it just in my satchel. I think, just out of habit. I don't think I was really thinking about what I was doing. Just the fresh air. I guess getting further away from the building is still bringing me back, but I'm not really acknowledging anyone and just kind of staring as someone has me by the shoulder and just walking me like a dog.
I think a successful psychotherapy gets him out of that. I don't think until that happens, if it's gonna.
I mean, I
wear
can
off.
obviously keep rolling until the cows come home, and eventually I'll succeed. But is there some like time limit, or like do I have to come up with a new style of shock therapy, or like
maybe a new approach. I don't know.
new approach? Yeah,
The giving him the headlock doesn't seem to be effective for some reason.
Engaging his brain doesn't help. So maybe it's a matter of going back to the hotel and getting him a nice steak, because I know that's always something that.
Well, they said the acute episode is just like the temporary insanity.
Oh,
So
Okay.
up to the GM, like
Yeah,
some
just gonna say
time
it's
goes
the
by,
GM call.
sleep, whatever. Yeah.
so you guys are out on the New York street talking
I
about
know it.
things. You've got Mignon. Got
I almost step out into traffic.
I'm
Right,
walking here.
right. Yeah,
Watch out for the yellow
Hey,
ones.
look
They don't
out!
stop.
Neener, neener. Oh, yeah. Sorry, Sean.
Yeah, no worries. Right on Park
It's
Avenue,
loud.
obviously.
Who needs Sirenscape?
That's right. You gotta.
That's right.
Cue soundboard effects. All right. So I've heard mention of like plans to do with the McAllister building. There's plans to go discuss these things somewhere more privately. There's talk of dropping off Mignon at the hotel or bringing them with. What are you guys looking to do?
I think we're taking him back. I think I'm part of taking him back to the hotel and getting a steak up to the room.
Someone mentioned that we were splitting up, though, and I don't see why we need to. Wouldn't we all just go back to the hotel?
Well,
Let's
I
get
feel
a
like some
restaurant, I'm
people
sure.
some people want to destroy this building sooner rather than later, so they may not be ready to. I don't know. That was what I was understanding, is that there's a desperation.
I think I get the impression that Mosby and I are done, and we've had enough. I'm 8 from my
100%.
freaking breaking point, so I'm now going into procedural, eliminate the threat. So that's kind of where Mailman is.
Yeah, Mosby's kind of the same too. I mean, this is all very unnatural, and it needs to be stamped out.
So you
Like a
two are staying,
disease.
are going to get busy on the building.
Yep,
Yeah.
I was going to go maybe liquor store, buy some bottles of booze, figure out how to get some Molotov cocktails in places where we can start this thing, and again, not
it's
trap
totally,
anybody.
totally easy to make this look like an electrical fire. I mean, why do you want to go look like arson here when we can make it look like an accident?
Because I don't care.
All right. It's up to you.
I'm a chemist, so I can certainly make those cocktails for you.
Great. But I'm not going back in that building.
No, that was what we agreed, is that we'd either make it, find her, or we'd escape and deal with it.
Yep.
And I hear you on it.
Okay.
Maya says, "Get started, but don't do anything yet. Call us. Let us come back and help you, or make sure the coast is clear.
That's
We'll
fair.
get him taken care of." Sean, just so you know, we had this discussion inside earlier about, try one more time, then we're gonna burn this shit. Maya's now out on the street. She didn't lose that much sanity coming out. If you remember, she critically succeeded. So she's having all sorts of second and third thoughts about what the fuck. Look at all these innocent people in this building. We got to make sure that none of them are hurt. She's not voicing any of that, but
Yeah.
you can tell from the look on her face, and she's just like, let's go to the hotel. Let's get this.
Yeah,
done.
and I'll say to you, Maya, that's it's going to take us 45 minutes or an hour to get all our stuff together, right? So if you want to meet us back here in an hour, that's great. We won't do anything until we see you again.
Sounds good.
All right.
So Mosby and Mailman together.
Yep.
And then Maya Mantillo and Mignon together.
Yeah.
Correct.
So we'll go with Mantillo, Maya, and Mignon. You guys head back to the hotel.
Yep.
And you arrive. Do you want to go just straight to Mignon's room then? I mean, I don't see you guys sitting down at a dinner table with Mignon
No,
staring blankly into the air.
No, I think I was gonna. Yeah, I think I might. We'll go up and then I'll call down to room service and get some steaks and other
Any
food.
mention of anything about the building, Mignon is literally ignoring it or acting like he wasn't in the building.
Seems about right.
He knows who's
I'm-
with him, but he's just nothing about the building.
I'm thinking Maya and Tio are just getting him situated, Sean. So get him into his room, get a cold wet face cloth, clean him up, call down for room service, and just kind of be with him until he comes out of it.
The walk in the air Mignon has motor function. Obviously, he's conscious. His mental capacities are a little offline from
That's for sure.
the typical day, but he gets back to the hotel room. He's
Are they?
not back to normal, but
I recognize who they are, and I'm
Yes.
talking, but I will not talk about the building or even reference it.
do you reference your own code name? Or do you acknowledge?
At first, I was like, "Who are you talking about?" When they were carrying me away, I'd rather not reference my code name. But I think it's more has to do with the building, not specifically what I'm doing with Delta Green. I think it's just the building. I just don't want to have anything to do with anymore.
That's
I might
fair.
go back to your previous code name if that happens. I don't remember what it was, but I should know it
Right. From a year ago,
from a year ago.
Maya
Yeah.
and Manteo actually they were on a mission with you. So
Yeah.
before you were known as
Wishbone,
Yeah.
that's right,
Wishbone.
Agent
Wow.
Wishbone.
Agent Wishbone. All right, so you guys get back to the hotel room to discuss things. Mailman and Mosby, you're at right outside the McAllister building, and you see the three of them venture off.
Following your lead, boss.
Yeah. Look, just hear me out here. I know you kind of suggested we burn this from the top down. And I know Maya has reservations, and I can appreciate that. But I think whatever's going on in that building, think of it like a disease, and it's spread. Tomas, he seemed to be infected by whatever was in there. That weird science fiction writer. I can't remember if you met that mailman
I
or
did.
not, but
Yeah.
I mean, they were up on those weird floors, the fourth floor. Like, I think anyone who's been in there, like we were in there for what, a day, 2 days? Look what happened to Mignon. Like, I don't think anybody in there is untouched by this. And I hate to say it, but I think everything and everyone in there has to just be taken care of.
Yeah. And we can let it all sort itself out, right?
Exactly.
Someone
Like, I
makes it
think-
out, someone makes it out. So I agree with you, Mosby. My concern is Maya.
Well, she's not here right now. And I know that she said we should wait, but I thought it was a good idea maybe if we just go down to that electrical panel right now. There was a lot of paint cans down there. Maybe we cook up something and we'd be on our way and we'd be done with this.
You want to go back in there?
No, but down in the basement I think is okay. I don't want to go upstairs again, that's for sure.
All right.
Right? There was the electrical panel down in the basement. There was all those paint supplies. They should be combustible. Hopefully, if there's some oil paints maybe down there, we can rig something up. There's all that wood. Maybe it isn't a bad idea maybe to go to the liquor store. Like, who cares if it looks like arson? No one's going to know it was us.
I could not agree more. Yeah, I'm gonna. You know this. You know this better than I do, right? I'm gonna tell you though that if we get into that basement and this shit starts going sideways, we're out, and we're gonna do it from the outside.
Do what from the outside?
Whatever needs to do to get this place gone. But I'm not gonna mess around in that basement if stuff goes sideways. I've had enough.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I got no problems with that approach.
Okay.
All right. So we'll walk to the
Go to
nearest
the hardware
liquor
store, or where do you want to go?
Yeah, let's go to the nearest liquor store and buy some, I don't know, overproof, 40%, yeah, whatever, exactly. And whip, off we
Go back to our college days.
That's expensive arson, man.
Like to spend $1,000 on Everclear, please.
I mean, I guess maybe that is a dumb move.
Get some
it might be
Lysol, man.
easier. Would it be easier to just to hit up a gas station and get a jerry can?
That's not a bad idea. I like that idea.
Okay.
That's even smarter. Let's do that. Cheaper too.
Okay. Well, let's do that then.
Great. Oh, we'll have to say it's actually pretty hard to find a gas station. in
I was
New
going to
York
say
City.
in New York, where is the gas station? I don't know.
There's like one. There's one on the north side off Hell's Kitchen,
Yeah.
And that's literally the only one I know about. I'm sure there's more than that, but that's the only one I've ever seen in my time in New York.
Well, we got to make sure we're responsible with government funds. So yeah, we don't want to be wasting money. Plus, it's hard to get reimbursed for alcohol, so we got to be careful about these.
It
things.
is. There's a
It's about the
policy.
expense report.
Yeah.
So we're gonna find a gas station, Sean, whatever one's closest.
Let me see something quick because I just want to take.
I think there's one next to each bridge, near each bridge and tunnel, but I could be wrong.
Good luck roll.
Yeah, well, true and fair. I mean, I will just allow you guys to find a gas station, and it's going might take you a little while. But
Oh,
well, the only I mean, one other thing that you might consider. Well, I guess you guys don't know each other's backgrounds, but outside the game or the meta piece is you can do requisitions that people have known to do through, like there's an actual mechanic in,
Right.
but with your two backgrounds, I don't think the mailman's going to be able to requisition explosives or anything like
Nah.
that. And
Well, that
Mosby's-
seems like a time-intensive activity as
Yeah.
opposed to like that seems like
Yeah.
days or weeks. Not
Hello, Dr.
Manhattan
Green.
has 12 gas stations.
Bring us some
so
napalm.
You're good.
it does depend on the roles, of course. So you never
Mm.
know. But yes,
Yeah,
anyways.
I'm not going to C4 this place.
Okay.
There's too many questions with C4.
Okay.
All right, so let's go to the gas station.
All right, to the gas station you guys go. Back at the hotel room, the telephone rings. Bring, 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 bring. Bring, bring,
That's right.
bring, bring.
and we're in Mignon's room.
You are in Mignon's room.
Hello? I hang up. It's
Click.
silent. There's nobody there.
Okay.
Sean was on mute.
Was that them? Who was that?
It was empty. There was no one there.
All right.
Ooh,
Maybe-
this is how you
maybe-
show your insanity. You take off your tie.
He's getting ready for his picture in the book.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Has the
So-
room service come yet, Sean?
Yes. I just a side comment with Lou and what he's doing and loosening up his tie and looking all disheveled. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen the Taxi episode when Jim takes his first hit of drugs?
Oh, yeah.
And he's straight.
That's right. He's so straight laced before that.
Yeah.
That's right.
God, that show was so funny.
Jim Iganowski. I think.
Oh, God, that show was funny.
Anyways, you don't know what we're talking about, kids. Taxi. These.
Mm.
Christopher Lloyd.
That's right.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd,
Christopher
Back to the
Lloyd.
Future.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Lock-
So
Locka.
So, room service. There's a
Is
knock
that
at the
my-
door at the hotel.
I'll get it. I'm starving. I am so starving.
We got steak coming for you. Should be good.
I open the door. I start reaching into my
Hotel steak.
pocket. I don't even know what's coming, but I'm ready to pay for it.
It's on the
Open the-
room. Don't worry about it.
Open the door.
Open the
There's
door.
a young gentleman dressed fairly well, has a vest, tie on, has a cart. As soon as you open the door, if you open it wide enough, he pushes the cart into the room,
Good
Phone
fun.
in.
looks around for a good place to put it.
Just over here is good.
Excellent. He stands there. Is that
So
would
I-
that be all?
Yeah.
I look to Mantillo because I'm assuming she ordered it. I'm like, is that good?
Yeah, that's everything. And I'll start getting a few bucks out for a tip.
All right.
I just is it like in dishes? Is there?
Yeah, it's like
is
it's got the platter and it's got the silver covering on it, and
cloche. It has a cloche on it.
Is that what it is? Cloche.
Yeah, cloche.
Yes, cloche. It has on there. I'm so uncouth. Thank you, Lou.
I just take it. I start eating. I am starving.
Okay. Yeah. There's a good spread on there. I imagine they ordered just some good food. And unless you say anything, he takes you the tip and is out on his way and closes the door behind him.
Let him go.
Like that's the goal. Yeah.
We eat.
All right. Start eating. You're about 5 minutes in, and there is another knock at the door.
What the hell? I'll look through.
Too
the
busy eating.
people. Look through the people. Yeah, I'll see what's up.
You see a gentleman who looks very familiar but surprises you. It looks like a sweating, kind of a panic-stricken Agent Marcus.
Uh-oh. Somebody's here to get us back on track. I
Who
will
is
let
it?
him in. It's Marcus.
Marcus.
Yeah.
Yep.
He
Open the
doesn't look
door.
good.
Let me-
Yeah, I'll let him in.
Let me in.
We do.
Marcus.
Oh, shoot. You guys there?
Yeah.
You guys-
Oh no.
He
Turn it off.
doesn't have the
Drop
camera still on. Oh God!
Drop the camera now.
My,
Worst Twitch stream ever.
my microphone went out. God blast it all. So I couldn't hear or
Good job, Craig. He was getting you back. That's what.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
dear.
the cable guy, David Langford, he just wanders off from the McAllister building, just like literally starts walking down the street.
All right, so the our handler comes in.
Yep, we invite him in.
Marcus,
Right.
sir.
Close the door behind him.
He
And
before he
I'll actually
closes,
look. I'll actually look the hallway up and down to see if anyone's behind him or anything.
well, he does that. He moves you out of the way and makes sure that nobody comes in. And as he closes the door, he's like,
All right.
I got it. And looks up and down the hallway and closes it. What's going on?
What
the hell's wrong with
What's
him?
going on?
I'm barely making eye contact with him, like glances, almost like I'm giving him the silent treatment as I'm eating.
You know how it goes sometimes.
Maya
Just
says,
a little too much.
"What's wrong with him? What's wrong with you? What happened? I thought you left the city."
I did. I had to check in on what's going on. I haven't heard anything, and I wanted to get an update. It's been a couple days.
You want some French fries? We got some extra fries.
No, I don't want to eat French fries. What do you think? What is wrong with you? What's going on?
What's wrong with me?
What's the sit rep?
Have a seat.
I don't want to sit down.
We
He's
haven't
like,
found her yet.
he's got. You have, well, well, you're not supposed to find her. Who cares if you find her? Did you catalog everything? Did you find any evidence? What's going on?
Yeah. Yeah, we found some evidence.
I'm all ears.
I don't think I can explain it. But
Reach into my bag and I grab 2 handfuls of Polaroids and I like throw them in his lap.
Awesome.
And this is what you wanted? Here you go.
He picks him up and he goes, "What's this? What is this?" He's like,
This
"What's
is-
this? So what?"
Exactly. What is this? And I look at everybody else and I'm like,
They're all blank.
think you-
He's like,
I
"What are you?
think
What are
you
you
know-
throwing at me? I don't
What?
understand. What is
Blank.
this? What is this garbage? What? So what? You're supposed to take pictures. You're giving me blank pictures. What is this?
Exactly.
I think I need to make a sanity check.
Please.
Bitch. Because anytime anything comes up remotely having to do with my disorder, I need to make a sanity check.
Well, in this case, like if you've
This is the first time we've seen the blank Polaroids.
Yeah,
Yeah, but definitely for me.
It's on brand though.
it is. We're expecting it.
was
There we go.
Look at
All
you,
right.
mignon.
I have a moment. I have a moment of clarity. It's small, but it is a moment of clarity.
he's looking at you like, what is this? Do take 1 point of damage, Lulu.
So the building does not seem to really exist in our space time, and there's no way you can't leave with evidence except for memories. The building is messed up.
The building
It
is
is.
messed up. Is that
The
your
building.
scientific
Look,
understanding?
I'm not here as a scientist, so yes, that is my scientific understanding.
So what's
Look, this shit is not understandable.
what I don't understand. What does that mean? Like,
Okay.
Mosby, drop
I'll
drop some science on this guy because apparently he's not listening to what anyone else is saying.
Mosby's
Mosby's
not there.
here.
Mosby's not here.
Mosby's not
Oh
here.
shite!
He looks
Yeah.
around when
I
you
didn't
say
know
What
that.
are you
I looked
talking
around.
about?
I'm like, "Where's Mosby?" Because I don't know.
So the building is a 3-story building. It's got at least 6 stories in it, and it has about 100 rooms that don't exist anywhere. The air, the people, the water, the food, it doesn't matter. You take it out of the building, it doesn't exist. That's what I mean when I say
she's
the
trying to
building
tell
is
you
messed up.
is it is impossible to catalog everything, whatever that means.
Anything. Right. The
You
building
see-
is a portal to something.
You see like the color run out of Marcus. Like you just see it go, and he gets really white. And
Yo, Marcus, what's happening? What do you know? What do you know that you didn't tell us? Because there's always
A
stuff
lot.
that you know.
He
that
knows
you
a
don't tell
lot.
us.
He's not telling us because this
He
is
always
bullshit.
knows a lot.
we
Yeah.
don't know that it was anything to do with this.
But there's a we
wanted
now. So like
Oh, that's good.
scientists
The
or just
program.
more people that guess.
the program.
The program. Us. Yeah, so it's something. And I think it's probably not going to be something for very much longer.
What do you mean?
I suspect by the time we get back to the building itself won't be there anymore.
You're going to blow up a building
No,
in New York City?
no. Stuff comes out, it doesn't exist. I think the building's not going to exist much longer.
Sean, Maya's been quiet to this point. She's over near the hotel window so she can kind of see down to the street.
She's
just
like,
'cause
what
she
are you,
wants to know
he
what's-
goes, what are you doing over there? What are you looking, are you sightseeing over there? What, don't you have anything to say?
She just looks at him and cocks her head. And she's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Maya,
We were-
why don't you just pull out your gun and point it at him like you did to me? It seemed to work last time, so why don't you just do that?
Not a
She
bad
shakes her
idea.
head. She says, that whole place is unnatural. There's not just that one missing woman. There's a ton of people inside of there, and it's capturing more all the time. It has to go. The whole place. But you know more than you're telling us.
Yeah,
Why did you
what are
leave the
gonna
way you
talk
did?
to us?
He's lost his voice. We slap him around.
Sorry.
We give him a
Are you all
swirly.
right? You okay, Sean?
Yeah, we got to take a break in just a few minutes, but go ahead.
Well, let's do it right now.
We do it right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
take a break. Take a break.
Yeah, take care. Yeah,
Alright.
take care of whatever. I'm gonna
Just
fill up
we're
my
all
drink.
just staring at each other right now.
Yeah.
Fair.
Exactly.
All right.
Slow motion draw of the pistol.
So Marcus is in the hotel room. Maya, I apologize before I was interrupted. You were, I think, talking and saying something as he was wondering what was going on. And
She went off on him a little bit, just basically saying there's something wrong with that whole building. It's not just the woman who's missing. All the all the other people who live there are also affected by whatever's going on. The place is taking in other people who are being affected. That place has to go. I mean, it's what the program is for, is to shut down this kind of thing, not to fucking catalog pictures on the wall to find out what happened to people. And if it's some kind of break, we need to shut it down, right? And you're not telling us something. What is it?
It's not telling
She
us
takes a step
anything.
towards him.
there's nothing to tell you. You've obviously discovered what was going on there. There's no argument from this guy.
Cool.
So, what direction do you have for our course of action?
I was looking to you
I
We-
think
you
it's.
have
I
to
think
dis-
our,
You
I
have
think
to.
our direction is fixed.
You
Yeah,
have
Maya's-
to get rid of it. You have to
Maya
get rid of
rolled
the
her
threat.
eyes. She's like, "He's still help to us."
I'm not here to help. I need to understand what's going on, and of course, if
It's
there's
going
any
away.
there's any question, you know, sometimes in this business, people get morally righteous, and they think of innocence, and they don't understand. They don't understand what we know, and it's that understanding that you take certain measures to get rid of threats that endanger all of humanity. That's
So I look at Maya and Mantio, and I am not saying I'm objecting to our plan. However, crazy it may seem, or the only thing I'm not jiving here is the threat part. There's a bunch of people hanging out in a building doing what?
you think it's
It doesn't
contained?
matter what they're.
You think
doing.
things like this are contained? You think you could put them in a box and then it's not going to go anywhere?
Mignon, are you forgetting we ran into like a serviceman in there? He was going to be trapped forever.
A serviceman.
I don't recall that. I know there was some people we met, but I'm not sure who they were. But people
Sean?
nonetheless.
Does Maya get a whiff of alcohol off of our handler?
For sure.
She gets closer to him. She's just like,
It's like he backs up.
you're drunk. And she just kind of gives him a shoulder, like ignores him.
I'm not drunk. All right. I had a cocktail waiting for you jokers to get back here.
You're
I'm not
fucking drunk.
I'm not-
And she turns back to Mignon and she's like, there are other people wandering in off the street that building is like sucking in.
So lock the doors, chain the doors up. I don't know. Put a condemned sign on the outside.
This
still don't understand.
this doesn't sound like something toxic. This doesn't sound like something coming out of the sewer that's like gas and probably vacate the area until it's like gone. You've witnessed something. You've witnessed. I could tell. I could see it.
Something.
Look at you.
Something.
You're a mess.
You can't even name it. Something.
We don't ever
I
know
don't know
what it
what we
really
saw.
is. We don't ever know what it really is.
Maya grabs one of the Polaroids and holds it up right to Mignon's face. She's like, you want to have this keep happening? Whatever's in there, we can't even tell what it is.
Scrappy Polaroids disappearing sounds dangerous to me. Sounds so dangerous.
What is wrong with this guy?
He had a rough day.
Do you not understand the severity of the situation, Agent Mignon?
I may not. I may not.
He needs a rest.
He like stares intently at Mignon, like. What is?
I take
So what
my
was just digging into the
Makarov
steak?
pistol. I take my Makarov pistol out of my pocket
Oh,
and I put it on the side table. And I just go into the bathroom and shut the door. I'm done with the conversation.
Maya
what's-
pockets the gun.
yeah, good.
So
I
what's
was
the-
about to. I'm
What's
glad
the
you did.
plan?
They're taking care of it. The building's going away.
After Mignon is feeling better, he had kind of an episode coming out of the building last time. And after he's up for it, we're going to go back and we're going to take care of things.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's our job.
it's
we know
taking taking his toll. At least we've got a couple level-headed individuals here, given the situation. When is this going to take place?
Tonight.
Tonight.
When I'm in the bathroom,
That's when it's going to take place. Is when he's in the bathroom.
I call
We'll lock
call
the door from the
mailman.
outside.
I call mailman when I'm in the bathroom. You didn't notice that I dragged the phone into the bathroom.
The cord
I-
is going under the door.
No, I put the pistol down so everyone watched me with the pistol, and I took the phone with the cord into the bathroom.
What are you calling me on?
I'm phone, the hotel
A
phone.
hotel phone.
But what are you
Yeah,
dialing?
I'm
Yeah, it's your
oh
phone.
shite, that doesn't work that way. A random payphone wherever you are. Never mind. I'm out of my mind. I'm out of my mind.
He's seeing the future.
You saw me drag a phone into the bathroom with me. You have no idea who I'm calling.
And he's going M, and then he goes to the 1A.
Click,
That's
click,
right.
click, click, click.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. Never mind. I'm out of control. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe
love
you're
it.
waiting for the phone to ring again. Maybe that call was for you.
Maybe. Whatever.
Exactly.
You saw me take the phone in there.
You got your
I think
phone.
that'd be great.
So do you two have this under control?
I think so.
Best we can.
That's better than nothing.
That's all we got. Better than nothing.
All right.
Are you under control? What's up with you? You've been kind of a mess,
Well,
if you don't mind my saying so, sir.
yeah. Well, it's these things that take their toll on you over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll know, Mantio. You'll know. He walks to the door, opens it up, turns around, looks at you. You two know how serious this is. Make sure it gets done.
Will do, sir.
Maya didn't say anything.
Walks out of
Just
the
looks at
room,
him.
closes the door behind him. Ka-chunk.
Man, he's messed up.
Guy's a fucking mess.
You done in there, Mignon? He's gone. You can come out now.
Yeah, we knock.
Come out of the bathroom holding the phone before you
What you
can
got the
knock.
phone for?
I had to call her and make sure she was okay.
Call her.
So I placed a call to my best friend, Kennedy Biltmore.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
Did she answer?
Did she answer the phone?
Yeah, she answered the phone.
Okay. I was very short. I said, I'm so glad to hear your voice. And she could tell there was something wrong with me. And she asked me where I was. I just said New York City. Just said I've been hanging out late with people and having a good time. And but I've known her forever, so she knows something's wrong.
So what does Kennedy Bitmore do for a living?
What does she do for a living? Back in Kansas, she runs one of the beef farms, one of the cattle ranches out that way. And I've known her as a kid. We both grew up. Her daddy's ranch, my pappy's ranch, and I got away. She did not. And there may be some feelings there. Puppy love from being a kid and growing up and then marrying somebody else. But we still talk because we keep it real. Yeah, that was it. But she could tell there was something a little off. Like, why did I call her out of the blue? I never ask her if she's like, okay. I just always assume she's okay. So
would she sell beef? Is that kind of her deal then? Or
I would say she runs the day-to-day operation of the cattle ranch. So
I see. Okay.
And this would be after hours anyway, so she would probably be in the house at this point.
Okay. Nope. That sounds like a plan. All right. Okay. Back, Mosby and Mailman. Cut to you guys. Got a jerry can. Walking down New York City street. People think you probably ran out of gas and you're carrying your gas down the street. Seems pretty New York. People minding their business, looking at you maybe, but you guys seem to be on a mission. You're back at the McAllister building. It sits in front of you. It's darker now, probably taking you at least probably an hour. Walk there, walk back.
go up to the door, and before we go in, I'm going to kind of look up and down the street, make sure no one's focused on us. I'm going to pull my gun out and just kind of check it, make sure I've got bullets.
Give me an alertness check.
Too focused on the gun.
Not very good. As far as you can tell, see, everything seems okay. Like nobody's, staring at you that you've noticed, and you seem pretty focused on what you're doing. Mosby, what's your plan?
Well, we need to go to the basement. That's where the electrical panels are, right? And it's a separate entrance. So I guess and how did we get into it last time? Did we break? We had a key, right?
There was like a little knock at the window, actually, and somebody broke it. Somebody, I think, was it Mailman that broke it or Mantio where it was?
Into the basement? Okay.
Did a little.
that broke in.
Yeah.
Sounds like a Mantio thing.
Yeah, I was thinking it was
Okay.
Mateo.
They
So
made a
I
roll.
guess- Yeah.
I think they made a roll and they made it really well. And I think it was a pretty high chance of failure, but they
Okay.
saw
Definitely sounds like Mantio.
some police video on how to break glass and just
So if the door has been broken into, I mean, is it still broken into? Can we just stick our arm through and
It's got cardboard and duct tape on it.
big plywood.
That's it.
Yep.
yeah,
Open the door.
Okay.
close it behind us and head to the electrical panel?
Given that evening is setting in soon, it's about 7:30 in August, so it's still light out, but it's down below the horizon. In New York, it gets darker quicker because of all the skyline, right? So it, like I described previously, there's doors on the left and right, kind of going down one after the other, and then in the back it opens up for quite a bit. When you've got the support pillars of the building, cement, some pallets in the corner, but relatively nondescript.
I'm going to grab one of those pallets and follow Mosby.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, I was going to say we could even leave a Molotov cocktail in one of the storage rooms with furniture.
Yeah.
Just as an accelerant.
Okay.
Okay. And do you know how to rig up an electrical box?
I was under the impression you knew how to do that.
Well, I know chemistry. Like I can set things on fire, but work in a box?
Boy,
Yeah.
I mean, heavy machinery. Like I don't. Yeah, no. What would it be even?
I'm looking for like an engineering or
Well, there's heavy machinery. That's not good for me.
I've got a 10 in that.
I think it's a special skill. Like it's one that you, what is
Sure.
it? Yeah,
Then I just say
Craft
Let's just
electrician. Yeah.
fire up the Molotovs and throw them at the box.
let's just
See
make
what
it look like
happens.
that's where it came from, right? It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be what really happened. I'm
It
with
doesn't
you.
need to be clean. We don't care when the fire department figures out what happened. We're not going to be here.
Correct.
We're going to be long gone.
All right. So the goal is to just pour gasoline all over the basement of the building. And
Yeah.
Around
I'm
the electrical
breaking-
box, just
I'm breaking the
splashing
the pallet. I'm breaking the wood off the pallet and kind of spreading it around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Splash some gasoline in the room with that. I think you said there was some stored furniture all over it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's
I love that you guys have no idea what you're doing.
No.
It's gasoline and fire. We'll
It
be okay.
burns. Yes, we got it.
Yeah.
It burns.
smells like gas, like all over the place. Of
Yeah.
course, stinks. Might get some on you, but you're, doing it old gangster style. Skabloosh, skabloosh, skabloosh.
Yeah, doing it for the insurance.
Yeah, of course. All right.
Okay.
Get near the door, making sure we got a way to light it
and to
it'll take-
scurry back to the door. Exactly. That's it. We're not going to be Muppets and get caught by the fire.
Nope.
Right. Okay. All right. Before you throw the Zippo in slow mo off into the basement. I would like a stealth check for both of you, just in case somebody might be walking by at the wrong time. So if you succeed, then you would time it correctly. If you fail, somebody comes out of nowhere. All right. So Mailman fails, Mosby succeeds. Okay. All right. So you toss the lighter, and then you see,
Just watch that flame just start to roll.
yeah,
Yeah.
rolls
And then it's
down.
beat
Just
feet.
like Backdraft, the movie, right? Like woof, 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 hits that pallet, whoosh, goes up in flames like a bonfire. Smoke is everywhere. Soon, very quickly. So you two like boogie out of there, no questions, not looking for a vantage point. Just we're out of here. See you later. Nodding,
Yeah.
yes, lots of nods. Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Out the building. Maybe when I'm about 3 or 4 blocks away, I'll stop and turn around and from a vantage point to see if anything happens, but not sticking around.
Okay. I would probably guess at some point somebody's going to notice it. Smoke billowing out, smelling it. Might be-
And I'm going to call 911 on the first payphone.
Okay. All right. Which isn't
wait,
far.
wait. We got to make sure the building catches, man. Don't rush the fire department. It's got to go up a little bit.
I hang up the phone. Good point.
All right. Hey, you called him right in time, mailman. They put the fire out.
Whoosh. That was close.
I am not a pyrotechnic professional or a arson hobbyist.
How can you call yourself a game master if you're not one of those two things? Come on.
Really, at this point.
I'm
God damn.
sorry I let you guys down. I know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I quit.
All right.
And are we supposed to remember both of those things when the FBI knocks on our door? Yeah, no, Sean said he was not good at either of those things.
It's out on the internet now. All right. So you guys torch the building.
Yep.
All right. It seems to be going up in flames, and continuing to burn. All right. And as far as you know, not too long after, you could probably hear fire engines in the distance.
So as soon as I think that's when we get the cab.
Okay.
A couple blocks away, grab a cab. Let's go to the hotel.
All right.
It's,
So I would say-
it looks like it's going to go up, Sean. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
I
there's,
would
there's
say-
no doubt.
Okay. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it's
as soon as we
safe.
hear the sirens, there's not much we can do. So
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Let's go.
You could make it worse and light fires elsewhere in the city to divert them if you wanted to. Just
Slow
saying.
down the fire department.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
I
That
mean,
seems to be the path
while-
you're on.
was that
You're at
Maya
it.
or was that Harrigan?
That was Harrigan. that was not Maya. She's not there. So, all good.
All righty then. Okay. No, so where do you guys go after you torch the building and you go back to the hotel? That's
Yeah, a couple
what I guess.
blocks away, grab a cab, go to the hotel.
All right. Get back to the hotel. You're standing outside the door, and there's a knock at the door. Mentio, Mignon, and Maya.
Check to see who it is. Let him in.
You see a mailman and Mosby there.
You're here. She lets him in. Closes the door.
Oh, smells like smoke.
Yep.
Yeah. We took care of it.
Give Mosby and mailman give me sanity checks.
That's fair.
Okay. Mailman fails. Mosby passes. Mailman take. Let's see.
Say 9, you coward.
9. that seems harsh. If you'd have critically failed, whoa, 6 points of sanity.
That's temporary insanity, unless he
Yeah.
uses the bond.
Yeah.
So as you enter the room and the other three look at you and anticipate that you guys have like lit a New York building on fire, like gone to the gas station, carried a jerry can down the street with your buddy Mosby, pouring gasoline everywhere. When you get back
At, like,
to the hotel, you
8 o'clock at
realize-
night.
At 8 o'clock at night, you realize like the severity of what's going on, mailman.
The first thing I do when I walk in the room is I go right to the TV and put it on channel 5.
Okay. You guys see mailman turn on the TV and switch to the news.
And I just sit on the floor and I'm staring at the TV.
Okay.
You took it down?
Yep.
Marcus was here.
What did he not tell us this time?
Everything. Nothing. He told us nothing.
Well, what do you want then?
I don't know. I think he's completely lost it. He'd been
Just
drinking.
tell him what we were doing.
Got the sweats. I said the building was going away.
And
It seemed
So
like that was
good.
not a problem to him. Yeah.
Yeah, he started off one way. He started off seeming upset by it, and then he was all for it. And
Okay.
I wanted to make
Good.
sure that's what's going to happen. He's got something
What?
wrong with him. I don't know what it is.
any coverage on Channel 1 New York?
As you're watching the news, mailman, you see the woman, female anchor, talking about, she's talking about some segment about, phone scams or something along those lines, and not to be on the watch. And then she says, "We have something coming in live from." Names the address of the McAllister building, the street name. It says we have there's been a fire reported not too far, and as she's talking and she goes, we cut to our live correspondent Jane Simpson. Jane is on the street. Jane, tell us what's going on. Thank you, Carol. I am sitting outside this building out on the street. It looks like that there might be there's a couple fire engines here. I don't know if there's a lot of coverage in New York about fires and crime all the time, but nonetheless,
And some row houses going up would probably get Channel 1
Well, yeah,
coverage.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
okay.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So they go into some detail, and as she's talking, she's kind of going with, and there's witnesses didn't notice any foul play or anything. It's under investigation, and as soon as they put out the fire, they go back, and she says, "Excuse me," and then she gets like a fire fighter to come over, and it's like Lieutenant Johnson, from New York Fire Department. And he's like, we're just getting the fire underway. We'll have a press conference afterwards and we'll give you an update then. But please, we need you to move back, blah, 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 blah.
Mailman yells at the TV, "Show me the fucking building."
And
So
yep, go ahead, Maya.
So the volume on the TV, when you shout that, mailman, the volume cuts. Maya's got the big ass 1995 remote control, and she's muted it. And she says, "What the fuck is wrong with you guys? We need to have eyes on that building as this goes up. What if people who are like infected come out of it and go elsewhere?" She throws the remote in the corner and she heads for the door. She's heading to the building right now. "You said you'd wait," she says from the hallway. "You said you'd wait."
I think my failed
Down the
sand.
hallway.
I think if I had passed that sand roll, I would go with you. I think the failed sand roll. I just scrambled for the remote to unmute it.
Mailman's looking for where's the damn remote?
Yeah.
Okay. Maya leaves the room. Mosby, what do you do?
I don't know. Maybe I think I'd maybe yell at Maya. "They ain't coming out of the building, man. They probably weren't even in the goddamn building."
"How do you know?" She's like turned around, walking down the, as fast down the hallway backwards. "How do you know? We
It
don't know what
doesn't
that
matter.
is."
Everything in there was diseased. It all had to go up.
What if
There's
it's coming? What if it's coming out now?
Nothing's coming out. We saw it. Nothing was coming out. We waited and we watched. We saw it burning. Relax.
Hotel door opens in the hallway.
Oh yeah, shit. I give a stare and okay, that's it. I look at you guys and I said, this is Mosby's move. Look, we came, we saw, we did the thing. We're done here. It's been a slice, folks. I hope I don't have to see you again. And Mosby's heading to his room.
Yeah.
So there's a kerfuffle. Manteo, what are you doing? Now, Maya's out in the hallway. You could hear her yelling back at Mosby. Mosby's
Yep.
hanging out of the room doorway, yelling at Maya. You hear another door faintly open in the hallway. Manteo, what do you do?
I'm going with Maya. I don't let anyone on the team go off on their own, especially to something like this. So doesn't matter what it is. I'm going with her.
And as you're leaving, I'm like, tell him to shut the fuck up.
Mignon,
I watch TV.
what are you doing?
Jan hasn't even been looking at the TV. Doesn't
not?
give a rat's ass about this building or what's going on. Is waiting for everyone to leave his room so he can go to sleep.
You're gonna have to kick me out.
I know, but I'm not. I'm just being patient.
Yeah.
So,
But-
Mailman, as you're watching the TV and she's giving you kind of a play-by-play of what's going on, she's like, but, here's the deal. I'm asking you, Mailman, have you seen the yellow sign?
She says that on the TV.
She says that on the TV.
Oh shit.
Turn it off.
Give me a sanity check.
Oh,
Too slow.
Take a point. Take,
eat that, Jim.
take a point, Craig. Mailman. Hey, have you heard the news?
Brutal.
I turn the thing off. I'm at 41 on my 40. I turn the thing off. I stand up. Put the remote next to you, Mignon, and I go, when you get home, you need to talk to somebody.
I can't get home sooner.
Okay.
But I'll see you later. Or maybe not.
I hope we don't. Good luck.
So, Mailman, you leave the room?
Yeah, I'm gonna go head to my room unless I run into the kids arguing.
I think unless Maya and Manteo stop, it sounds like they've bolted
We're
out of
moving.
the hotel.
Okay. Going to my room.
I've been waiting for everyone to leave the room and get away from me so that I can dig through all the books I've collected from this building. So apparently I have a black and white strange porno book. I have another novel about me.
Veil.
There's a novel about me.
Veil.
I don't want to acknowledge that I got them from the building, but there's proof in my bag that I was there.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that
Or is there?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And Mosby, you've gone. All right.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
give away back
Mosby's
to his
plan
room.
is to pack up all his shit, walk in the room, go to the bathroom, puke hard, clean myself up, take off the clothes that might smell like gasoline, jump in the shower, 10 minutes in, out, dressed, packed up, first floor, check out. I know I'm going too fast, and then yeah, you get the gist.
Yeah. What do you
Unless
do with
something
the
arouse.
clothes that are full of gas? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I would put them in a bag, like the hotel bag, and I would tie them up. And then when I go outside, I'll find a dumpster and they're going in a dumpster can.
Okay. So you take the dry cleaning bag they keep
Exactly.
in the hotel and throw them in there. Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right. Mosby's like lights up a blunt and moseys off.
Research.
I'm packing my suitcase.
Going back to Manteo and Maya, you guys head back to the scene of the crime.
Not our crime.
No.
Nobody said it was your crime. It's just the scene of the crime.
Not my monkeys.
What floor were we on in the hotel? Were we way up, or were we relatively low?
What are you trying to hope for?
It doesn't matter a lot. I'm just trying to think of how. I'm thinking if the elevator was at all slow, Maya's going right for the stairs. And she's just two or three at a time. She's booking it to the building. She wants to see what's happening. You know, if the smoke's like a weird color, if they've saved the building, basically understand what happened rather than just light a match and run away like these other cowards. That's what she's thinking.
Gotcha. Okay.
And she's happy Manteo's with her.
Okay. So you and Manteo make your way back to the McAllister building a certain distance, and they've got it lined off and roped off from the fire department. They've got a couple engines there, nothing too crazy, right? It's not a skyscraper on fire, but they've got, a water pumping machine and tied up to the fire hydrant, and they're combating it. It's pretty bad. I mean, it's torched pretty well. I don't know if it's going to, collapse altogether, but it's still on fire, and they're trying to make sure there's nobody that's inside the building. They're also checking the buildings next to them, right? Getting people out of there and evacuating them. Pretty standard procedures for a game master who's never been a firefighter. So,
did the other row houses go up, or was it pretty contained?
Well, I'll ask Mosby and Mailman if the intention was to just, hey, we want to burn down the McAllister building and not burn down the rest, or does it
how
matter?
could you choose?
Yeah, we were trusting code at that point.
Okay.
I was hoping intensity, like lots of gasoline to get this thing going up real quick and real hard.
Yeah,
sure. So I would say that it's probably going to affect some of the buildings next to it for sure.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to spread a little bit. It's old wood. It's August, kind of dry for the most part, I imagine.
So if it's August, it's not dark yet, right? It's probably 8 or 9 now, something like that.
Yeah, it's probably
getting on. It's dusk.
There's a lot of lights in the
9.
city too. I mean, the
Yes.
streets are lit up. So
Yep. So I think we could just take up a position where we can get a good vantage point. But what Maya wants to do is search the crowd. She's looking for people they recognize from the building to see if
so are the authorities that are also searching the crowd, looking for people.
Not us, but yes.
Okay. Give me an alertness check.
Alertness.
Hurts.
Oh, falls down a manhole.
Obviously something she doesn't see. Yeah.
Ouch.
Manteo, you give me an alertness check. I imagine you're scouting the area as well.
Sure.
Okay, interesting. Let me see. Critical failure and a success with Manteo. Okay.
She sees the night gaunt before it eats me.
Right. So, Agent Manteo, as you're watching from your vantage point, there's a small crowd that's kind of taken shape around, the perimeter, as they try to keep people out. And as that is occurring, the fire department's very busy. The police, they have got the street blocked off. They've got a couple squads there, probably 4 squad cars, right? And there's patrolmen that are kind of moving people back, to include the news, reporters and things of that nature who've got, their camera up and the bright lights. And you notice that there is this small little person walking along the sidewalk, and nobody pays it any mind. And it's just looks like it's dressed in a little clown outfit and carrying this little balloon on a string that's just walking right through
Small like
the area.
6 inches, or small like a kid?
like a small
couple feet?
child. Like a small child. Just walking
Maya.
with a
Maya,
mask on.
Maya.
Maya's like
turns.
looking at something else. Like she's
Yeah.
Okay.
distracted. Critical fail. Like,
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
and then maybe you get Maya's attention. She turns around and
It's
says,
gone.
"What?" You pointed out, and she doesn't see. Like she just,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
There was one of those. The shit. The clown from the park. It's not the same clown, but remember there was that kid, that guy, whatever, that kid making music in the when we met Marcus. It's right there.
I never saw it, but yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I just saw it again, or a different one, probably a different one. But it was just
Where'd they
walking through
go?
the crowd there. It was just right behind that person there with the black coat, the other black coat, whatever. It's New York.
You want to trail it? Trail it?
It's gone. I can't see it anymore. But I feel like there's been so much stuff happening outside, even before we went to the building.
Yeah.
There's been stuff happening in New York or somewhere. I don't even know, but stuff happening that we don't understand.
She gestures at the building. It's all lit up with the lights and the water spraying on it. She's like, this may not have done anything. We don't know.
We don't know. But at least it's burning, I guess. Is there anything weird about the building? Like looking at the building, I'm sort of staring into the flames and trying to see if there's some trace as the flames are burning of like that 4th floor or the upper floors. If there's anything, some weird shapes of the smoke going. I don't know. Just looking to see if there's any evidence here.
Yeah. So as you observe the building, both you and Manteo, or you and Maya, probably are, maybe there's across the street and there's, this one open berm that you guys are sitting on, this small park or something. And nothing seems unusual except that strange small figure dressed as a clown walking right through all the craziness that's going on. Like nobody pays it any mind. And
And so nobody in like period garb from the 30s or 20s or anything like that, right?
No, you don't see anybody coming out of the building. You don't see anybody going into the building other than fire department personnel. And as the flames are going up and kind of pouring out of the building, kind of lights up the street in some of the surrounding area, and you notice nothing out of the unusual than a building that's on fire and people running around trying to do their jobs and keep people safe. And then I think we just fade to black at that point.
Awesome.
Yep.
So
Good game, guys. All done.
Well done. We win.
Yes. Do we?
Do you know how rare it is to win at Delta Green?
We just played like the prologue.
I don't feel like I won.
This has been a Litterbox Studio production.